Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Yael Meisel. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
Thank you for listening to For Love and Play. I'm your host, Keenan Weaver, back with my favorite people, the Queen, Yael. What's going on, girl?
What's going on, love? How are you this wonderful Saturday? The weather is beautiful. Get outside, date people responsibly, don't get HPV. I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm good. I think we all have HPV, so,
I mean,
Louie,
I do not. I
how's
can
it going?
confirm negative on the HPV. Louie, how are you?
I'm down with the HPV. Yeah, you know me.
You know me.
Very good then. We'll move along, because today I got a personal story that I want to tell the gang.
Mhm.
I be getting into some crazy shit, yo. It's just how my life seems to happen.
What it is.
But before we get into it, Louie, tell people how they can join in on the conversation.
Sure, this is what I need you people to do. I need you guys to either email us at forloveandplay@gmail.com, or you can message us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/forloveandplay, or you can follow us on the Twitters. Please, in fact, even if you don't have a question, just follow us. That is at forloveandplay on the Twitter. Take it away, Kevin.
All right. So before I jump really into the crust of this discussion that I got into last night, I'll just set the tone. After I live off a street that has like a very large strip of different bars. So a lot of people that do, bar hopping, and they all go right there. It's a very melting pot hotbed for late night activities, drinking and dancing and fun. So every once in a while, coming home from a late night of comedy, I like to swing by this area, visiting a few bars, and mingle with the people. It's basically my way of trying to see if my conversation skills are up to par when talking to the ladies at times, because I step away from it. You always got to keep your skills sharp. So remember, just always practice. So I was doing a little practicing, and I walk into this bar, and there's a booth with 5 beautiful ladies, and they seem to be very delightful, having fun, enjoying themselves. And I felt like, oh, I want to be a part of that. I walk over, introduce myself, get invited to join the table, and conversation ensues.
Mm-hmm.
So, for some reason, I have a very, very big knack for pushing buttons that I didn't know was there. Like, I always tend to get in arguments, especially with women, for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. I always have, like, this innocent vibe to me. I'm never trying to spark anything. But for some reason, atom bombs always go off from stuff that I say. So, this conversation last night, I explained how I only date women that are impressive. That was my word for word statement, and that statement is what sparked an atom bomb. All of them seem to just like blow up saying, "Oh, that's very arrogant. How do you expect that? You're not impressive, this, that, and the third." And after the emotional reaction calmed down, we then were able to kind of get into my theory and then really hear what they were trying to say, by just overreacting to my words. But my theory is that shouldn't even be that big of a shocking of a statement, because that's what attractiveness is. Like, that's what attraction is. It's part of it. Being impressive is part of attraction. Even when it's not about a human being, if you're attracted to a painting, if you're attracted to a sunset, things that may happen in our life all the time that you're attracted to, it's because you're impressed with it from something about it. Something about it.
Something else. It's coming from a bigger place.
A je ne
I
sais quoi.
wholeheartedly agree with that.
Exactly. So I was just saying that, adding it to the dating field of being pretty, as far as me being looking for a relationship with a woman, being pretty is just a baseline. It's not something that I really am impressed with. It's not something that I harp on. That's just, I think, most
It's
women.
a nice door opener.
I mean,
want to know more.
That's what I'm saying. It's the baseline. It's
Right.
like, okay, that women are beautiful. So that standard of beauty is not exactly something that I give a coin to, because that's just, I think that's just natural beauty can be found in all women. Like it's that. I'm talking about impressive as a person, like impressive as your life experiences or your career or your conversation is impressive or your dreams and goals are impressive. Though all of those things come into who I would find attractive enough to date. But let them tell it. It was me being arrogant. I don't understand. How do I even get caught into these things? That was a question to you guys.
I think it's, well, I mean, this is one of them topics that is right up there with abortion and religion and politics. And, you know, is Donald Trump more like Saddam Hussein or Hitler? I say Saddam Hussein. It's really one of those conversations or opinions that people find offensive. Like, been doing this shit a long time. I can tell you that every time I have overlooked things that would impress me that this person doesn't have, but they have these other things. I'm saying every time I strayed away from a person that would be likely the right candidate and overlooked certain things, I got burned and I got divorced. I think everybody wants to be impressed with the partner in their life. Like, women have standards and we don't apologize for them, nor should we. Women have been treated like shit for a very long time. So I applaud women who, like myself, have standards of expectations of what they want in a man. And it has to be because I know myself well enough to know that without these things, I'm not going to be a decent partner to you. Why is a man not allowed to find a woman he is romantically engaging impressive? Why is that not allowed to be a prerequisite? I think you're right for saying attraction is important. It's an icebreaker. But at the end of the day, it's not, I need someone I'm impressed with, proud of. This is what husband material says, and women don't like it. But it's the same shit they say. I want someone like this that makes this much money or does this or blah. You know what I mean?
Right. So
people can't handle what they want. People can't handle the tables being turned. Yeah. And I have expectations, but the man that I'm going to have hopefully meet my expectations, you bet your sweet ass he's going to come with a pile of his. And if we're going to try to make this work, especially into something God, please God, that could be a forever level, raising kids together and whatever. I mean, y'all bitches got to like each other. You got to be obsessed with each other. Like, I don't mean to keep going back to my two best friends, Kim and Kanye West Kardashian. The bottom line is like this. They're fucking obsessed with each other. They have similar goals. They like each other. They impress each other. They respect one another. And he fucks her in that ass every day. You know this shit. This is a happily married man who had expectations and got what he wanted in a wife. People don't, when business and when Kanye West started to see what entity of a celebrity he was going to be, especially when Graduation fucked shit up all over in music, it was one of the highest selling records ever in the world of music. I mean, he needed a real celebrity to be a wife, someone impressive, someone who knows how to get the party started and keep the show going. That was not Amber Rose. That was Kim Kardashian. He wanted a woman who impressed him.
But back to something that I think you were glazing over is this double standard of expectations. And I think we've all become accustomed to a woman having their list of wants, their list of what. Yeah,
but we're told that all the time. That's not rational. It's irrelevant. It's how dare you? Shame on you. What do you expect? You know how much I've heard? What do you expect? Someone who's not 3 months shy of being a pedophile. What are you talking about?
But that's the thing. It's like the list for women can be rattled and it's accepted. It's like accepted that you have this list, right? It's like, all right, he has to be 6 feet, make X amount of money, has this type of job. But I'm saying you're kicked around for it.
We don't just get away with it.
But it's something that is accepted to even have. And the flip side of it is if a guy says his list, now it's all of this quote unquote, he's arrogant criteria behind it. And even before getting to that point, it's just a person of exception expects exceptional things.
Yeah.
That's just the baseline of it. If you're an exceptional woman from whoever your mate is, you expect exceptional from them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, man looking for an exceptional. If you want that exceptional man, you best believe he's coming with exceptional expectations for you as well.
Right.
And that can differ from person to person. But what I'm saying is,
men do not freely give. Like, sex is completely separate from what a man is going to give to you mentally, emotionally, materialistically, and financially. Sex is free, ladies. It's free. If you want bigger from him, that's how you conduct yourself. Seriously.
and that's definitely an accurate statement. And I run into problems because I actually don't subscribe to the free sex theory that most men do. But most men really, sex is that part of that baseline. That's again, it kind of goes to the statement of when I'm saying that all women are pretty. So that's not really something that's impressive anymore because it's that men now, you can get sex from anybody.
Men want more out of a woman.
You can get it from anybody, so that's not really the thing that's going to hold it.
These dudes, your vagina does not lock the shit down no mo, son. It does not do it. Sex doesn't do it, ladies. I recently stopped dating somebody, and we got into like a little bit of depth of like his romantic history. This happens, by the way, to me all the time when I'm dating somebody. People ask me like, what are one of the biggest challenges? When someone's coming to me and we're dating and I feel like, are we dating, or am I just a vessel for some great relationship advice? And sometimes I'm not sure, but like we got into like, he can't go past the next level. Like, he doesn't know yet. The problem is like this. He doesn't have enough. He's got most of it, but not enough to lock down the aggressive, successful woman that he wants. He's got a functioning business. He makes money. But with his personality and what he wants in a woman, he's going to need to bring more to the table and be more believable in stable commitment. Like, these are the two areas this person has to work on to actually get the impressive woman he wants. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and also let's really put this into.
And this is a high quality dude that I dated. I just want to make clear, this is not an asshole, a loser, a bum, none of it. High quality, awesome human being that I dated. It's just not the right fit for me at this time.
I mean, and let's look at it this way. I mean, when it comes to marriage and relationships, I mean, the guy assumes most, if not all, of the risk if it ends.
That is very true. Yes. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
We're not even woman bashing. The women get their asses kicked in divorce all the time. We're not taking away from that fact. But
you mean men?
Men nowadays accept that divorce is common. And sometimes it's like, well, God, I love her and she's wonderful and she's all of these amazing, perfect things. God forbid, what if something changes? What if we have a baby and this changes about her? What if this happens? And it's like, but I know if we were to ever get divorced, it would be hell on earth. Or if we were ever to get divorced, it would be this god-awful nightmare. And that does prevent a man. I have a girlfriend. Oh, this shit is so funny, and it could only be a true story. Talking about expectations and building levels of trust. I have a friend who destroyed, I'm friends with both of them a number of years, destroyed her husband in her marriage and their divorce. She was one of the most impossible, pains in the ass people you'll ever meet in your frickin' life. The things and the situations that she put her husband through, it was like almost like dumber leading dumb, like stupid leading the less stupid. The husband was in and out of jobs, always financial support from the family. I'm saying this, they had a situation where they could enable each other in bad behavior because her mother went as far to build these people a house. I'm saying their relationship was a nightmare and a train wreck that cost lots of people lots of money. And like, for example, they lived in a place, there was a teenage runaway down the street and that told a bunch of stories of abuse that turned out to not be true. Well, they felt so bad they took her in and it turned into a court thing where they were facing kidnapping charges. I'm saying when you don't have expectations, this was a match that was made. These are two disastrous idiots from decent families with money, got married the right way, expectations. There were things about her. He was okay. I'll learn to overlook them. They weren't overlookable, and a lot of mistakes happened in both of their lives on behalf of having a wife who basically, while she's cute and sweet, her personality, imagine, is like a garden hose on full blast, just swinging in the circle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what happens. I realize this is an extreme case, but this is what happens when you don't want someone you were impressed with. This ex-wife of his is remarried now. I will tell you this much. She's married to a stable, no bullshit, like firefighter type that, like, you know, he doesn't hit her and he's a decent husband, but he does not play around for 5 seconds. If she's trying to start shit with her ex-husband, he'll take the phone out of her hand and say, you knock it the hell off. So-and-so, have a great night. Enjoy your movie with your wife and hang up. This is the type of husband that type of person needs. Someone that is not abusive, but holds them in line and saves them from their own stupidity. And he dated this bitch 3 years without a diamond to make sure she wasn't going to go crazy and unleash all kinds of hell and havoc onto his life.
Yeah.
Who wants a relationship with that much work?
No one. I think that's...
He's got to be, and he's married to a woman every day who has a disaster marriage behind her that's almost 100% her fault. I would say 65% her fault. And he had to make sure for 3 years before he would put a ring on it that I can actually keep you, like I can be married to you if you follow my lead, not because I'm an asshole, just because I'm the best match for you. But you go crazy, I'm the only person that your life has ever seen that says knock it the hell off and be normal. This marriage works because she has what some would consider a controlling husband. This guy puts up with bullshit that he has to keep in line. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't be married, neither would she, and she would just be constantly creating problems.
That's funny. That's funny how you say, like, somewhat controlling, because I feel like I definitely approach not even just my relationships like that. It's almost everything. You kind of got to contain your world because people will challenge boundaries without recognizing them. Even like I'm not saying that it's malicious. I'm saying
right.
That if you don't allow someone, if you can continually allow someone to cross whatever your line is,
yeah,
you know, that feeling where something's annoying you, but you don't say nothing because it's quote unquote not that serious.
Or you're afraid of confrontation.
Right. For whatever reason. But there's a lot of things that people do that may just annoy you and you don't say anything because it's just an annoyance to you. But that can, like, over years, especially if you're in a relationship, something like that can chip away year after year over time that if you had just stopped it in the beginning, maybe somebody would know. So I always try to, like, control my world, like, so that everything doesn't get blown up.
I mean, there was a conversation while they were still married. And as I've said before, I've done dating coaching, marital counseling, and matchmaking since I was 19 years old. I have, thank God, a natural gift for it. And there were a few times that he contacted me in confidence, and not even necessarily in a bad way, just she was a person, she's a severe ADHD. I have severe ADHD. So girl, believe you me, I ain't hating on nobody with some ADD.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest struggles we encounter is completing projects and following through with something. For me, I can only take on a project if I'm positive I can do. But I'm real with myself. She wanted to go back to school, which would require him to take out an extremely expensive loan for her to do this accelerated course online in graphic design. And I said, you have to be prepared to incur debt with no success. I'm saying no certificate of completion and incur debt. And that's the fine. I said, this is a decision. You're coming to me asking about a money matter pertaining to, should I risk this, incurring this debt and sending my wife back to school? Well, he did. And guess what? Sure as shit, she didn't finish. They had to file bankruptcy a couple years after that. I'm saying these were situations the parents wouldn't pay for education anymore. They're like, we don't believe you. We've already thrown thousands of dollars at an Ivy League BA for you. No way. Do something with it. Then we'll buy you a new degree.
So even when, maybe you can touch on this, when you're trying to match people, to kind of bring it right back into the heart of the be impressed topic, how do you try to match people with someone who they will be impressed with? Because
Okay.
isn't that like the first spark? Isn't like I have no idea how matchmaking works, but it would be my assumption, back to my point of how attractiveness or the physical attractiveness is just the baseline. If I was to walk into my assumption of a matchmaker, I'll sit down. She'll have this binder full of women, kind of like Mitt Romney had, and now
We
we're
share
flipping
leads,
through
by the way.
pages.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right. We're flipping through pages, and the pages just have these pictures. It's just these profile pictures, right? And okay, you go through these profile pictures and she pulls out a few that she thinks you would like. Now, after that picture is done, what's the next step in that matchmaking process? They're going to probably go through personality or some type of stats of this life. Like, yeah, she has one kid and she does this, that, and the third. And she loves X, Y, and Z. And her religious beliefs are A.
I mean, listen, dude, that is one way to do it. That's one way to do it. I'm not discrediting it. That's not the way I do it.
Okay, so how does a matchmaker, and I guess you would specifically go with yours, show the impressive side of a candidate?
Okay, so basically, here's what I do. And this is why it used to be in the olden days, I just charged you a fee per engagement. I reworked it and I said, wait a second. What was happening in consultations is I was being I was being questioned a lot, and it's not even coming from a derogatory or nosy place. They just want to get to know me. What do you think of this and this? Well, has this ever happened to you? I'm saying, and I found out that our consultations were turning into I don't want to say the friendship circle, but business casual. And I realized I got to know a lot more about you and keep this about you and ask you difficult questions. What impresses you? What are your deal breakers? What would you walk away from? One question I might ask you is if any ex were to come back in your life, because usually most of us have a person like this, that there's always that one ex or that one person, that one what if, whatever it is, that could walk into your life out of nowhere and you would drop everything and try anew with that individual. Who is that person for you? What are they like? Why do you feel this way towards them? And that, I'm asking you, the person who could wreck your marriage, what are they about? Because my goal is to try to find that person for you. The person your heart really wants, really needs, that you would risk everything to be with. Now, sometimes these matches in their head are spot on, correct, and they can have a beautiful relationship with that brand of human being. Seldom, but sometimes that person is disastrous, and that's when I get an idea. You got to go to therapy, or you should do this, or you should do that. Okay, you want this. What are you bringing to the table? Because this type of woman or this type of man wants somebody doing these things. How many of these things do you currently do? If you want someone who's an athlete, I can't imagine having to date a goddamn athlete. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't go on one date. It's not worth a cup of coffee. I don't want to shoot hoops ever. But if you want to date someone who is an athlete, I hope you are athletic.
That's funny. I have a cousin that, when she was single, she felt the same way. She would never date. Her coin term was industry dudes. So she wouldn't date these athletes. She would never date a rapper. She just wouldn't touch it. And I always challenge that, but I see it now. Just like our last week episode, you were talking about this rich family inherited guy that was doing nothing with his days. And I challenged that. And now when we put it in the light of this context of this topic, it makes perfect sense. Basically, You were saying you weren't impressed with him. Like, just having that money wasn't impressing enough.
Nope. But that's not just, and I stand alone in that opinion. No, a lot of women are like, F that. Because also, women who have something or come from something know the other side of that relationship. When you're being funded by the family, especially when homeboy's a loser, a clean loser, a cute loser, he smells good. And I mean, he sent me a picture of his penis. It wasn't even a bad-looking penis. It's just the penis of a loser. I mean, I want nothing to do with that one, and it's Jewish and rich and white. That's the $1 million baby right there. Take it away.
Dude, just imagine. You're like, bling, bling. Oh, it's going to be a loving message. Nope, dick.
I'm saying,
net dicks.
let me tell you straight out. Someone who's being taken care of by their parents that have lots and lots of money, the parents are doing it because they financially can, they financially can without it hurting them, and B, they know you're an incapable shit and that's why they do it, and C, they're going to be damned before they give whatever you bring home, what they've worked their ass off to have, that they're obligated to give you. These are not the parents who treat the woman in his life who takes him as this broken loser with any respect. These are not the in-laws who are going to buy you the $10,000 diamond. These are the people who are going to give you a wedding budget for $12,000. Do you understand? Including your ring. They're not losing any money on you. They know you're a bad investment. I'm serious.
Right. But it's not, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with, if you're the type of person that would be with him and we don't respect him, then we can't respect you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. Because it's like, at one point he told me that he had discussed getting engaged, and the parents, you know, like he mentioned to parents, I'm considering getting engaged. And they wanted to know more about her. They had met her once or twice, and they're like, she's a fucking loser. She's not a girl, you know, she's not working a stable job. She wants to be an actress and an artist, you know, single parent household, like struggling family. This is a girl who thinks she's won the jackpot. She thinks she's going to come into this life and we're going to support her and she's going to pursue her dreams as an actress. Fat the fuck chance. You want to marry this girl? This is what we're going to do to participate, contingent upon a valid, signed, sealed, delivered, ironclad prenuptial agreement.
Right.
And we're not buying her ring. Well, the fairy tale ran out right quick now, didn't it?
Yep.
No, it's like, but that's what I'm saying. Being impressed with someone is so important. Like, if my son brought me a girl who was a loser and I knew was going to use him, he doesn't, and I'm not impressed with her, I would wonder why my son is. Why was this okay for you when you are all these quality, wonderful things? Women, we have this all the time. It's okay. We're supposed to be this way. So why be pissed off at a man when he basically is conducting himself the same way you conduct yourself? Why be mad about that?
Mm-hmm.
What's the logic there?
The logic is, it's rare. So I put this story out on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and a common response I got was, it was the wording. And I'm not a sugarcoating type. I get what that means. I get that there probably could have been a lighter way to get my point across, but that's not it. It's just like you said. If I'm the mother, if you're the mother and your child brings home somebody that you're not impressed with, that is it. That is the word. Because when you're not the person who is attracted and romantically involved, then all it boils down to is impressed. In any type of relationship, it's, if my boy brings his fiance, he's like, this is my new fiance. The only thing that I would go on is, oh yeah, I am impressed with her. That would be it. It wouldn't be, all right, I'm romantically attracted to it, because that's not the point of this relationship. That's
right.
what
If you just want to fuck her, you don't need to marry her for that.
And that's
you
the
don't
point.
need to
It's
be
like
impressed.
Everybody has that judgment of, and everything we do. It's, if you
Right,
go
it's
on a
like,
job interview, are you going to impress the company? It's just everything. So where this logic came from is that most men sugarcoat everything for beautiful women. And that's the reason I always end up getting into so many arguments with women, because I am not one of those dudes. And I will say exactly what needs to be heard. And I use as little words as I possibly can to get my point across. Like, that's really what it is. It's not me being mean. It's that I am very efficient with trying to get my point across.
When
and
I
sometimes
have
that
trouble,
comes out
I
very
ask
bluntly.
you.
Huh?
I ask you if I'm having trouble communicating something and saying it in a brief, direct, not in your face, but like professional, brief and direct.
Mm-hmm.
That's I go to you for that.
What do I do in this situation? Because you're the best at that. Whatever I'm going to say, it's going to be pages too long. You're like, okay, you need to say X, Y, Z, boom, and have a nice day, and that's the end of it. That's where you're a Viking. Breaking it down to the point, easy to understand in a minute.
Right. And that is, it's just about being direct. And for that conversation, I'm pretty sure even how it moved, even how the conversation came about is all parts of how they reacted to it. So the fact that, one, I'm a stranger who, for a lack of a better term, just bogarted and sat down in the conversation, even though that's not really what happened. In general, that's what it could look like. Then I tell them I need to be impressed. It was kind of like it's more of a taken aback. Not that what I said they had real disagreements with. It was
They didn't like how you said it.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exact. And not even how I said it, that I said it.
Oh, well then, you know what? Are you in touch with any of these people at this point? Are you Facebook friends?
Well, I got one of the numbers, but that's neither here or there.
So at the end of the day, even though you have expectations, you still won. You closed your deal.
Yeah, but that's a whole different dynamic. That's kind of like, if you ever remember that movie Hitch with Will Smith, and one of his points was to shock and awe.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be shocking. That's pretty much where that kind of came from. It's like, one, most guys by themselves won't walk to a table full of women.
Not unless they're Ted Bundy, no.
They always wait for whoever the female that they're attracted to walk away from the group. And I hate doing that. I think you can just go talk to the group and have a decent conversation. And that's what we were doing for a while. Like, when I said this, it wasn't like the first thing I said. We were in a very good, having fun conversation for at least 15 minutes. And then I said this and it blew up. And then when it blew up, I did not shy away from my statement. I engaged in this debate with all 5 of them. So that also was shocking.
That you can hold it down and walk away with a number in a room of 5 women? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Not that. I was saying the fact that I continued with the debate. I didn't run away from the debate.
So basically, that whole debate that you had with those ladies was like, you were Optimus Prime taking on all the Decepticons at once. Except you didn't have Sam, distracting you, so you took all their heads off. I'll take you on.
My kids now watch Rescue Bots. I know about Optimus Prime. I think that's a great comparison.
I know exactly the scene he's talking about too.
Damn it.
I know exactly the scene he's talking about. Yeah, it potentially gets to be that way. And the thing is, I know I grew up with a single mom. I had sisters, so I was the only man in the house.
Actually, we have audio from that debate that you had with those ladies that night.
Here we go.
Oh, damn. Ooh, damn. That's right. Oh, he just cut that one in half. There you go.
Yeah. So I tend to know how to handle my own, hold my own in certain arenas.
That was Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, one of the best epic robot scenes ever.
Oh, my children told me they want to be robots when they grow up, by the way, as you were.
Okay. That's a cool thing to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, they probably could do it.
Yeah.
That's not even it's not a far-fetched dream now. Humans will probably be able to be some type of android at some point.
Google transhumanism.
And that'll be a whole new thing that everybody has to be.
Yep.
They'll be robophobic.
Yeah. We're already making sex box and shit.
Yeah, and they'll be like, robots can't get married.
You Romos.
Well, Stefania and I were getting somewhere, and he was like, I want to be a builder. And then Ashi's like, I want to be a robot. And then Stefania's like, screw being a builder. I want to be a robot, too. And I'm like, dude.
Damn.
Meisels and Associates needs builders. We don't fucking need any robots.
I think that is perfect. Because one of my favorite people and most inspiring people is Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. And it's because he wanted to do things that no one would even think of. It's just like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic driving from LA to San Francisco. I don't think we need to be in traffic, so let's make a hyperpod transportation system. Like that was just his thought from being in traffic. So if the little one wants to be a robot, let's keep shooting for that goal. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll create something not becoming a robot, but something very close, and then you'll be a tech billionaire.
Yeah, maybe create like the next generation of prosthetics for people who, lost a limb. Hey, Dr. Meisels.
You never know where those inspirations come from. So I tip my hat to the young lad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, they can tell you all sorts about R2 zoning, R4 zoning, landmarks. These kids are being given life skills. They will be able to build a building. We know about 20 by 100.
Mm-hmm.
We're going over deeds and titles. It's important they're learning.
Yeah.
So any woman who's not impressed with either one of my boys, that's a big fuck you to you.
Fisher Price is my first development.
Magnetiles, what are you talking about? We don't screw around when it comes to geometry. Are you insane?
I can see them selling Lego real estate.
All right, this
school.
This is a 2-door that I made with bricks.
This is a 3-bedroom walk up.
Yep.
That's really how they sound.
Okay.
One of the things
Legos.
they like about cathedrals, one of the things that they do with magnetiles, because they're transparent,
mm-hmm.
is they make the cathedral ceiling, and then they'll mention to you with the purpose to let in natural sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
He's Louis over here thinking they're joking about some Legos. My kids are like, this would let natural sunlight. And when we're building the dinosaur village, well, they need this. And my kids, my God, made a dinosaur train station village separating the different dinosaurs that eat each other. They had their Hatsala truck and their ambulance for emergency rescue. I almost lost my shit.
I'm just mad that he believes
I don't know who these children are.
I'm just mad he believes in they believe in dinosaur segregation. Why can't all dinosaurs coexist? You gotta teach them boys right.
Listen, stop it.
I'm just
a Tyrannosaurus Rex is gonna fucking eat the Pteranodon if given the opportunity.
No, not if they're in a civilized.
They're not taking any chances in being held liable by the city. Fuck no. That's gonna turn into all sorts of things. Well, why were the Pteranodons allowed to hang out with the Tyrannosaurus Rex? That's poor management by the inspector. Why didn't they anticipate this being a problem? The kids are like, not on my fucking watch.
All right, fine.
Staying over there. We've got emergency truck here. You get on the train at this time. You get on the train at this time, and there's not going to be any bullshit.
Yeah, well, you also got to worry about
our spree and natural life.
You also got to worry about the fucking Stegosauruses because they always want to keep hello.
Seriously. Well, these are vegetarians.
Yeah. Damn.
You know about which dinosaurs are vegetarians.
Damn vegan-ass triceratopses. Freaking, they're all fucking bougie with their fucking greens and shit. Like, is this non-GMO? Fuck your GMO.
Yeah, I bet you that's what it was. They always kept bothering all the carnivores. Like, no, you shouldn't do that.
Damn politically correct freaking lizards.
Think about how it feels. They use the word inhumane as well.
My kids are like, fucking Christ, we're building a wall.
What's humane?
Listen, we're keeping the Pteranodon safe. We do not need a Triceratops on the loose. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with immigration. This has to do with not eating the community.
Let's make Dinotopia great again.
The Trumposaurus Rex. Let's end that there. Anything to promote, Yael?
Well, I think to swing back to close our topic, and the point of the show today is any man who doesn't, or woman who's not impressed with you as a whole human being, question their intentions. What do they want from you? Ladies, if the man's not impressed with you and he's fucking you anyway, you're a piece of ass. Stop it. Either be okay with it or do things differently. Demand a man respect you and have that for him in return. And this goes, I think, with any couples, but really, I think this problem falls short in the straights because lesbians are like vampires, they mate for life.
Oh, shit.
People don't. It's amazing to me. If I could be a lesbian and have one part. I mean, and it's amazing to me. These women have managed to figure the shit out of commitment with each other. Gay men and straight people, we're running all over the place. It's failing at love, left, right, and sideways. There's got to be a reason why that is. Start expecting of yourself what type of person the man or woman you want to be with would want, and be real with that expectation. Someone with a lot of money that's smart and wise and business-minded marries an appropriate match. He doesn't marry somebody and stupid. Women with money who support younger men, they're usually crazy. And the relationships that work, they're great. The ones that don't, they're catastrophic. The point is, you need to be impressed. You need to stick to your guns and stick to your standards and stop expecting people to apologize for having some.
Mm-hmm.
That works for me. Think you hit it right on the head.
Yep.
Damn straight, motherfucker.
Damn.
And basically, it exactly, that is the catch-22 of actually having a man who's attracted to you for more than just the booty.
Right.
He's actually looking at you as a full person and what you have to offer.
In a few dates in with someone that I'm seeing, when they start asking questions about my children's father, our marriage, my family, you know what? I know if he's gotten this far, he's asking these questions because he wants to start making some decisions. Are you the right person for me? Let me know more about you. I know that's a critical time to be honest, to be not selective in what I say, but like, I don't like to overshare. I think getting to know someone needs to happen over an evolution of time. But it's basically, that's the beginning when someone's trying to figure out, do you meet my standards? And simultaneously, you're doing the same thing when you start asking questions. Do you meet my standards? And that has to be okay, because that is a part of dating and falling in love. It is. You can't cut that out, because you're not going to have a healthy relationship, even if it's a casual sex buddy. If you take away the expectations and the respect and the important part in it, you're doomed to fail.
Yes.
That's
On
it.
the brighter side, I've decided, Keenan, I do have something to promote.
Let's hear it.
All right.
This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I sell property. I'm very good at it. I owned a couple of businesses in my lifetime. Matchmaking evolved into a business hobby-ish, I guess. The show, we thank you so much. Continue to like, download, and subscribe. Follow me on YouTube, the Twitters, the El Meisel, Instagram. Follow, like, share, subscribe all over the place. iHeartRadio. Here's the bottom line. I sell Mary Kay Cosmetics. Too many people have accused me of being a vampire, and I've been accused of being a lesbian for years. Straight men don't like me either. I'm not a lesbian or a vampire. I take excellent care of my skin. Stop asking me questions and just buy Mary Kay. I'll sell it to you at a discount. This is important. Nobody is above eye cream. Taking care of your skin is important. Mary Kay is an affordable to use on a regular basis, and I'll give you discounts for the sake of humanity, because I want your face to not age. Safe for every day, safe for sensitive skin. It will help you not look old. And that has to matter, and not get skin cancer. I would like us all to rejoice in saving money and fixing our skin, and message me on Facebook, Instagram, and let's help you live in your brightest skin with Mary Kay. I'm not a vampire. I just care. I'm done.
Louis, good luck following that.
You guys could follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/LouisBComedy. All my dates are there. I have a show coming up in April 16th at 6 p.m. at Broadway Comedy Club. That's at 318 West 53rd Street, New York, 10019. The tickets are $20 plus a 2-drink minimum. Call the VIP reservation line at 212-726-2496. Again, you guys can follow me on the facebook.com/LouisBComedy. And I also have my own personal podcast / live radio show called The Crotch Shot Radio Show, hosted by your boy Louis B, where I talk about politics, whatever comes to my mind, whatever gets bug up my ass. You can follow it on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, podcast and podcast.com, and various other podcast services. Just search for The Crotch Shot Radio Show. And take it away, Keenan.
All right. As you all know, all my information can be found on my website, www.keenanweaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. All the links for following and stalking on the social media is on that site. All of my dates are on that site. And some YouTube clips, things of that nature. It's a cool website. Check it out. Also, coming up, Ha Comedy Club in Ridge Hill, Yonkers, New York is almost ready to open. The grand opening will be at the end of March. So if you're in the Westchester, near Yonkers, Bronx area, come on down. You don't always have to go to the city to get cool comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday night, New York Comedy Club. I'm there Sunday night live at 9 o'clock. Check that out as well. Till next time, keep loving, keep playing.